What's up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music. Going to break down kind of a country blues little run that I have found really helpful. I'm going to show you some little tricks along the way, a little taste of the Jerry thing as well. Also, I have a whole course on this scale and all this kind of stuff, hours and hours of it. I'll leave a link in the first comment down there, and I appreciate that extra support. It's Marty Music, so thanks again. Let's break it down. All right, so I'm thinking of this as the key of C. Kind of a, just right there in that C major, C country blues vibe. So first I'm going to just review the basic major pentatonic extension for this. Then we're going to add the blues note, which is shape-wise the same as the blues scale with the minor pentatonic. Then we're going to add some passing tones that someone like Jerry Garcia might do. All right, so we got the C groove, and this is the C major pentatonic. So we find it by finding a root. So the C note is right here on the 3rd fret of the A string. So that's how we find it. But we have some notes below it. 3 and 5 on the low E. But that's the root. All right, then we go ring finger to the 3rd. That's still home bass though. So now we slide up with our ring finger from 5 to 7. 3, 5, 3, 5, slide to 7. And now we're in that home row pentatonic. 5-7 on the D, 5-7 on the G. And since we're playing this as C major, we've got the octave, the next root in the run. Right there on that 5th fret G string. Ring finger on 7. Slide up to 9. 3, 5, 3, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, slide to 9. And now we're going to do this is the one little weird part, but our index finger is going to grab 8 of the B. See how the ring right here on the 9 and index, naturally most guitar players want that to be their middle finger right there. We're using our index finger to set ourselves up for the ease of going through the rest of that run, which would be 8-10 on the B, 8-10 on the high E, and then you can slide that up to 12, and then back down. 12, 10, 8, 10, 8, ring finger, not middle finger, ring finger on 9 of the G, slid to 7. Index on 5, which is the root now. And for that whole run, I only used my index and ring finger. Lots of, sliding. I started to add slide-ons, hammer-ons, and pull-offs. Okay, so next, we're going to add the blues note. And so when you play the major pentatonic form like this, and you add that blues note that you might normally see in minor pentatonic, it becomes the country blues scale. I mean, that's one name. You could get more technical with some other names, but that's the most common one. And so you'd have this, everything we just did, but now we're adding a passing tone right here on the 6th fret of the A string. And then we're also adding that right here on the 8th fret of the G string. So it would look like this, 3, 5, 3, 5, 6, 7. And then 5, 7, 5, 7, 8, 9. So there's going to be times where you're sliding it, but also playing each individual note like this. And on the way down, you'd see it quite a bit more. So what I did that time was, instead of ring, 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 I went like this. Went up with my index, so then I could do the... And then 5 to 7 on the G, same thing, index. And then same thing here to 10. Lots of different things to work out and experiment, but ultimately you want to just practice that run up and down, especially when you're not, actually practicing or playing even, but just doing a little, coding, like, in other words, muscle memory stuff. You're watching TV or watching a game, whatever, and you can go over that. And then when you do start to play, practice, improvise, you'll be glad that you just spent a little bit of that just programming time. All right, so here is some of this little Jerry stuff. It's just even more chromatics, meaning three notes, three half steps. Just 3 notes together. That's chromatic. 4 notes together, chromatic. 5. The chromatic scale is every note. So really it's just when you pick together. And so Jerry would do even more passing tones besides that blues note. And you have to experiment really, but one that is pretty common on his part is this chromatic thing. So if you have the root right here, in the same key, this note's the 6th, this note's the 5th. He does a passing tone in between that a lot, with a little like trill and pull off. So watch when I add that to the little extension here. And then it's already here. And the most common passing tone would be that blues note that we already did. These won't be as common, and it's really thinking of it like this. You're thinking of those as your strong scale notes. But so if you did this, the 8th to 10 on the B string to the root, what he would do is just you're still thinking of it that way, but you're just adding that little passing note in between. So here's like maybe the quote-unquote un-Jerry way. And then what you're doing is you're just going. So they're still not scale notes. It's like the little trickling in between the strong notes. So theoretically, you could do that here too. But, it's not going to really sound that great if you're just going. So that's why you still want to think of that skeleton. Those are all the strong notes. And then you're kind of dancing with the chromatic stuff in between. So this good one right here happens right here as well, between the 5 and the 7 of the D. When you're in this position, if we're talking about a country sound or country blues vibe, southern rock, all that, in all the same position, I was talking about the roots. You've got the root here. Which is the 8th fret high E. You can put your pinky there, and that's how I originally would have you plug in the C major pentatonic. That's a C note. Right? But this is just a classic lick that I'll show you while we're here. You cover the B and high E string on the 8, and you let that be natural, and then you bend. While that stays natural, you bend the 7th fret of the G string up, and I use all 3 fingers for the strength there, and you play it like a chord. And when that ring finger hits the top of the whole step bend, that's just like playing a C major chord. All right, there was the lesson. I hope you had some fun with it. Go work it out. Try and get it into your little bag of chaps, so to speak. Also, that first comment down there is a link to, hours and hours of courses based on this stuff from Marty Music. Thank you again, and hope to see you real soon.
I gotta keep on making it. Keep making. Hey, I better make it.